Hello folks, welcome back all you internet peoples. Well, it's now Monday, a little bit after noon. After I eat lunch, I'm going to get started on this new project my customer brought me as a member of Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement. See, there's my official card, Greg. It's official. I'm a card carrying member right here. See, Greg? Of course, I'm the only member. The only employee. Hey, Greg. How you doing, buddy? This is my new project, Greg. It's a 1947 Cadillac. Customer just dropped it off with a trailer. That's what he usually does. He's a collector, flipper of classic cars. He traded a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air station wagon for this. Anyway, as you can see, it looks pretty good. It's a restomod, as I like to call it. It's got a new Cadillac 400 and something cubic inch in it, a turbo 350 transmission, rear end, all that stuff. Everything's been redone for the most part. It's all modern stuff. I think it's had about $4,000 worth of re-chrome work done on it. You know, that bumper and all that stuff there, and some of the side pieces. The other owner had them. Hey, Phil, my son-in-law. Hey, Teresa, how you doing there, sweetie? Here it is. It has arrived, T. It has arrived. As I was saying, he had about $4,000 worth of re-chroming stuff on it. He put a lot more into it than what he paid for it, I think. But it's got some scratches, which is what he wants me to get rid of, Phil. Hey, Philip. And there's where he was at with it. There was a cat kept sneaking in and getting on it. I ain't even got started on it yet, Philip. 1947 Cadillac, Phil. So it's got some cat scratches from his claws on it. Some of those I'll be able to get out. Some I'll just be able to minimize. This is a big old car, and what I'm gonna have to do is just really go section by section, you know, like a 6-inch section at a time, and attack all these different types of scratches and that sort of thing. It's got buffer marks all over it. Somebody buffed it. There's a few spots I'm afraid I'm not gonna be able to do much with. I'm not sure how much of this y'all gonna be able to see, because in my direct sunlight here I can't really tell, but there's some failing clear coat right there in this groove right here. I'm not sure there's much I can do about that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Thank you, T. That is pretty cool, ain't it? I'm telling you. And got new tires, and he had the hubcaps redone, the original hubcaps, and I'm not so sure what I'm going to do about those skirt fenders to get to those tires and wheel covers on the back there. What I may do is just do the bottom half of it and move it, and then do the other half. He said, oh, you could take those skirts off. I'm not sure I want to be fooling with something like that on a car like this. I don't want to be taking pieces off and putting them back on. And another one of my dilemmas is going to be getting up under this thing here. I'm not sure what you call that little thing there. It kind of hangs down over the windshield. Somebody, if one of y'all knows what that's called, put it in the comments section if you got any questions. He's a little concerned about whoever waxed it before left a lot of wax residue in these cracks and that sort of stuff. But just giving y'all kind of a quick walk around. I don't know if y'all are picking up all these micro scratches that are in the paint here. Of course, I'm gonna have to tape all these pinstripes off, all this rubber trim, all this chrome will all have to be taped off. These like this gutter thingy you call it, I forget what you call it, all that's going to have to be taped off with 3M auto body tape. Teresa, hey Lee, here's where you put the gas in. Ain't that pretty slick? I think a lot of the older cars had the hidden gas cap things. I'm not going to open the trunk and the hood because they weigh about 100 pounds and you have to be real easy with them. Or he said if you're not easy with them, they're so heavy it'll buck the metal. So I'm not even going to open them up because most of my attention on this car is going to be on the exterior. If you look closely there, you can see the paw prints where some cat was walking on it, and the cat left some scratches because somebody's got a lot of wax on here. I think it's wax because it's, you know, it's real slicky, and you smudge it when you put your hand on it. But all that stuff down there has been re-chromed. A lot of this has, some of it hasn't. Like some of these pieces, like right here, that's in pretty bad shape. Nothing I can do about that. And there's some paint bubbling up in a few spots, like right here. Nothing I can do about that except hope for him that it doesn't get any worse before he sells it. He's going to put it up for sale. Hey Wade, it's going up for sale when I get done with it. He said he's going to sell it, but he wants me to spiff it up. This thing, I put my paint thickness gauge on it. Make a long story short, this has got more than twice the thickness of paint on it than any of the newer cars do. Of course, I don't know who he had do the repaint. They did a pretty decent job, but it is thick. I'm telling you, it is thick. Thick, thick, thick. 1947 Cadillac, Mr. Williams. Two-door sedan, which is pretty rare. I only know, I looked it up, I can only find 2 other ones in existence, but I'm sure there's more than that, but that's all I could find. I was just doing it out of curiosity. And I don't know if y'all can see this, but I can see it. But like right in there, there's some pretty deep scratches. I'm assuming from the cat that was climbing on it. Hey Lloyd, rock out, brother. That's my neighbor Lloyd, another good customer. But I'm gonna be spiffing this up. I will not be using county water on this vehicle at all. I will only use distilled water with my Works Hydro Shot. It's a cordless power washer. It doesn't have a lot of power. I'm gonna open the door here in a minute. Bob, you want to see the interior, buddy? It's all leather. I'm gonna be giving the driver's seat a little bit of attention. Isn't that cool? You can see it's been the whole car's been rewired. Got one of them nice stereos in it and all that. Isn't that something? I'm gonna walk around and see that. I don't know if y'all can see it, but that driver's seat, which is typical, the leather is kind of hammered, so I'm gonna clean that up for him a little bit and put a nice protectant on it and all these other seats. Just try to improve it a little bit for him. But that can be redone, but the retail level kits you get for that ain't worth a doodle squat. And I told him if he's gonna do that, take it to a leather guy and get him to do it. I'm not gonna do it. I used to do it, but I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. Those floor mats he had custom made. I forget what he said the guy paid for it, but all this has been reupholstered. Nice work, nice work. Heck of a car. I'm not sure I'm down with that steering wheel. I'd rather see something closer to original than that, but whatever. Yeah, say Bob, it's got like a 400 and something cubic inch Cadillac motor in it, which is new rebuilt or whatever you want to call it. But there's scratches all over the whole car. From some from a cat climbing on it, but a lot of it's buffer marks where somebody just used a rotary and didn't finish down and left lots of buffer marks. I don't see any trails, just marks. But I'll use a DA, and like I said, I'm gonna use my Hydro Shot to rinse and all that when I do my strip wash, because I don't want to put county water on this paint with all the chemicals that it has in it. And the Hydro Shot power washer, it'll draw its liquid through a siphon tube. So what I do is I pour distilled water into a bucket, drop the siphon tube in there, and all my rinsing and everything is done with distilled water, which won't spot. and you don't have to fight with all those chemicals it leaves behind. I always do the final rinse in distilled water anyway, for the most part, so I don't have to deal with the chemicals that the county water leaves behind. And as you can see on top of that shelf there, I keep a lot of distilled water on hand because I blow through it. This is a pretty cool car, isn't it, Wade? Man, I'd love to have this thing. I don't know what I'd do with it. I'd be afraid to drive it. He told me, he said, hell, it's insured, drive it if you want to. I said, oh no, this ain't leaving my driveway, not with me behind the steering wheel. No, not gonna happen. You can see there, that's a good indication of the wax. I don't know if y'all can see that little smudgy spot there. That's why I just licked my finger and did that, and it left a smudge behind. So that tells me that there is wax or sealant of some sort on here. If anybody wants to closer look up at the driver's area, I'll open this door right quick. It's a beautiful car. The carpets looks like it's been replaced. And I told y'all he had those front floor mats custom made. I'm not sure what this switch is for. It's on and off for something. I don't know, don't care. I'm not messing with this car a whole lot. No. It's like, I don't know how I'm gonna get up under this thing. You know, what's this thing called, Wade? Do you know? You know what this is, Wade? If you do, just leave me a comment down there below. But my problem is, it's gonna be buffing in here. I've got a nano polisher that'll get in there, but you know, it's on the end of a rotating cable kind of thing, and you have to be careful here so that the cable, which is turning, won't nick this paint. So I may have to do under there, I may have to do that by hand. It's clean, Wade, but it's got a lot of scratches on it where a cat was climbing on it. That's a visor of some sort, I guess a sun visor, I don't know. I've seen them on these old cars before, but I never knew what the technical name for it was. And Wade, somebody has buffed this car. I can't tell what y'all are seeing because the sun's so bright out here, but it's got buffer marks all over it. The whole car is buffer, where somebody buffed it that really didn't know what they were doing. They didn't finish down. It looks like they buffed it with a rotary polisher and never finished up with a DA or anything like that. So, but I mean, hell, it's pretty good. It's nice. I'm gonna go fix me a bite to eat, you guys. 47 Cadillac, two-door coupe, been resto modded. He is going to put it up for sale when I get through with it, you guys. So if anybody's interested, let me know. I'll shoot you his name and his phone number. All right, guys. I'm going to go fix me a bite to eat and then come out here and get to work on this bad boy. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.